No! Damn it. I was still getting ready too. But I've already started recording. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gotta watch me prep. But once I hit record, that's it. I don't stop. Except that one time that I hit record and I was in a compromised position. So I was like, nah, we can't post that. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Hi. How are you all doing this evening? I'm doing well. Hello, my love. How are you doing? You doing all right? You feeling good this evening? I hope so. I'm going to try to make sure I talk at a more consistent level because I caught a glimpse of my video last night and the volume was doing weird stuff. So I'm going to do my best to do that. Drink some water. And no, my love, that was not a request. Go drink some water. I don't know why I heard somebody go, no, fuck you. You know what? I can't make you do anything. Now I have my little mobile. I'm going to be 100 with you all right now. Your girl is going through it. And by going through it, I mean living in this really weird place where I'm so in love with life right now. I've been singing love songs. I've been just, you know when birds do the thing and they like fluff up their feathers and then they kind of lay their feathers back down? That's kind of how I feel. That's how I've been feeling. I feel so Again, I have not met a man. I am not dating anybody at present. I am single as they come, and yet I feel this overwhelming love. It's just different. I'm not used to this at all. But I love it. Kicking my feet. I sing all day now. Like a little bird. Did you know that cardinals that mate, they actually will feed each other like seeds and stuff, beak to beak? That's so cute. That's so beautiful. I love when like the animal kingdom isn't just killing things. I love when there's these little, like how some birds will do dances. You know, some male birds, some species of male birds, they will, you know, spend a good chunk of their life building a solid nest for their mate, and they're like, okay, shawty gonna love this. They finish building their nest and then they practice like their little dance moves, and then they'll even have the homies come through and be like, hey yo, I need some actual wingmen to dance so that we can woo, you know, a fine shorty when she flies by. And then the female bird comes flying by and they start this intricate dance. And I wish I could remember what breed of bird this is. But then they do it for her. And if she's like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm all about it, then she will pick up a berry nearby in this location and she'll go drop it in the nest and be like, I'm ready to move in. And that is just the cutest thing to me. I love that. I love that. It's so lame, but I love it. I love it. So I have been feeling so lovely, so good. I actually had an idea as I was coming into the closet to do this video, because this is where I be at. I be in my closet. I thought I would show you guys some of my rocks. So I realized maybe a couple years ago, I was in a crystal shop and I was like, yes, I already have enough clear quartz. I have enough rose quartz. I have enough amethyst for all of my needs. what else can I buy? And I think I bought like a moonstone or something like that. And as I was leaving, I realized 5 minutes and 5 seconds as I'm saying this, so somebody watching this feels this way. I realized that my obsession of finding rocks as a kid followed me into adulthood, and now I'm willing to pay for it. That shit made me laugh. I cackled. I was like, I cannot believe my hard-earned money, and I'm in here like, take it. What's that one? It's pretty. Hand it over. Like that. I fucking love rocks. And even now, like, I'll collect shells. I go to the beach. I'll pick up particularly nice rocks. What I like to do, what I used to do as a kid, is my grandmother would buy fingernail polish. And even though we as kids, because I was raised religious, even though we weren't really allowed to paint our nails a whole lot, we would use the fingernail polish to paint rocks and shells. And one of my favorite things to find as a youth was baby pine cones. I loved baby pine cones that had fallen off the tree. Like, I had a whole bag of them as a kid. I had a whole bag of baby pine cones, and I would just paint them, and I loved them. Baby pine cones, nice stones, sticks that could be used as wands, like stuff like that. Like, I was really into it when I was a kid, and it's followed me into my adult life. So I'm going to show you guys some of my stuff, some of my rocks. So this is clear quartz. And this is actually one of my favorites, and it's because it actually has like in multiple uses. It's like if somebody is on some negative shit, I can be like, hey yo, so we're about to be positive, like it's happening right now, and they'll be like, oh shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, love and light my ass, like that's what this is for. So I love it so much. Oh, I didn't think about the fact that this may not be able to focus on it, but isn't it nice? Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. Let's see what else we got. I also have some more clear quartz, because clear quartz, for those of you who are into your spiritual stuff, clear quartz is actually really great because it cleanses all your other stuff. So like my goal in life is to find a bowl that is made out of clear quartz. And I know it's going to be pricey. I already know. So the abundance that's coming in is going to assist with that. So I'm going to get a bowl, and then that way I can put all my crystals and all of my stuff that I use that I want to charge with energy into that bowl. Just beautiful. So here's some clear quartz. I like those. And I think this is hematite. I think that's what that is. I don't have any like cards or I used to have a book. It was a book of crystals, and I loved that book, but I ended up having to get rid of it when I moved. I've made more moves the past couple of years. I've moved a lot, and I know there's more moving to come. But so I actually had to give away a lot of my books. I had a lot of books. I'm a book person. If I were to play like D&D or like a role-playing game or like a role-playing tabletop game, I've always liked the idea of being some type of like librarian or, you know, like the bookkeeper. I also like, you know, sorcerer, wizard, clerics. Like, I'm very into those types of things. I always like having a staff. Like, that's something I'm really into. But I also get anxiety playing games like that with other people, so I've only actually been a part of one of those sessions once in my entire life. But yes, this is hematite. Isn't it pretty? And then let's see, what else do I have that I can actually show you all? This is my amethyst. This is the one I usually put under my pillow if I'm trying to have dreams that are particularly spiritually saucy, if you will. So that's those. And I keep those in a shell. And I have my little bag of accoutrement. So this is actually a necklace that I have, but I don't wear it much anymore because I have so many other necklaces that I wear. So it's got all of the really pretty, the chain fell off of this. But yes, so oftentimes what I'll do is I'll actually wrap it around like this, and I'll use it as like a yeah. Black stones, really any black stone, and some people may disagree with me on this, but for me, I believe any stone that is black can be a back to fuck up to negative energy. So that's what I use these for. This is really nice. No. Okay, we're good. I was about to say, did I break it? So let's see, what else do I have? I have some other things that this is the labradorite that I like to put under my pillow. Funny story about the labradorite, actually. So when I was working in Boston, I had 10 minutes and 10 seconds as I say that. So somebody watching this, you live up north. Hi. Hi to a person living up north, or people living up north. Maybe somebody in Boston. I worked at this company, and it was the job that I had was a pretty decent job. And then I actually began to want to move jobs because the job that I had was paying me okay money, but I was like, nah, I'm looking to get more. I did not have as many tattoos as I have now, and I was like, I'm fiending for more tattoos. So I actually went to a department. My boss at the time was on some, yeah, well, because I was like, hey, I would like to do more stuff behind the scenes. I do not care for talent acquisition type jobs. Like, they're okay, but I am not a person who wants to go out and recruit people. That's not what I wanted to do. And I was like, is there anything like that I can do that's kind of more behind the scenes, kind of like the background of onboarding? 11 minutes and 11 seconds as I say that, so I don't know if this is going to be significant for somebody. But my boss was on some, well, we'll see. And I did see. I see that he was not interested in actually helping me get what I wanted. So weeks went by where I was like, hey, do you have any stuff that's more behind the scenes that I can focus on? I'm like willing to train. I'm not going to drop the job that I have now. I'll do all of that plus what I'm doing. I was actually very interested in onboarding people because I loved the process of making sure that employees got to start work on time. I was very big into human resources. And I am a big proponent in putting the human back in human resources. I don't think that that's the case right now. I'm hearing about a lot of companies making all kinds of cuts. I'm hearing about companies like... Anyway, so I had this job, and there was this girl who worked in the company office, and she was like a contracted person, and I did not really talk to her like that, but she very much so endeared herself to me. And she was very like into crystals and stuff. She's the type of person who would like be like, I'm going to the crystal shop this weekend, I'm gonna pick up some crystals, some really pretty stuff, and I'm just gonna be, doing my thing. And I was like, okay, cool, you do what you gotta do. And I didn't like make that public knowledge that I like magic rocks and that I do metaphysical work. I kept that shit to myself. And so my boss was like, no, like, it's okay, like, you're good here. I was like, I'm not good here, but since you won't take care of me, I'll take care of me. So I proceeded to go to the directory, and I looked at all of the different like positions and jobs that were in the company, and I actually found that there was a section that specifically did onboarding. They did not do the whole going and recruiting people. I was like, let's go. So I set up a meeting with the head of that department. I was like, yeah, I just want to have a coffee with you. I just want to see what it's about over there. And we had a coffee, and she told me, she was like, so wait, what are you interested in? I was like, oh, well, I love onboarding, and like I'm really great with computers. And she was like, are you looking for a job? Like, to move from where you are? I was like, on or off the record? And she laughed. And she was like, off the record. I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a job. So one thing led to another. It turns out that they had a job opening. They just hadn't posted it yet. And so I applied. She told me that it was going to be posted. And so I applied. And it turns out the girl who was the secretary had also applied, and she was like, yes, I'm a shoo-in for this job, I'm gonna get it. In the workplace, I made a habit of keeping my shit to myself. Let me say it again for the people in the back. I made a habit of keeping my shit to myself. Now, I know with these vulnerability, authenticity videos that I've been doing, that seems counterintuitive. It seems to go against everything that I'm doing right now. But when it came to moves, like active moves that I was making, I didn't let people know those moves because I wasn't interested in hearing people's mouths. I wasn't interested in getting enemies of progress, if you will. So I didn't say anything about applying for the job, and she used to bring me all kinds of stuff to my desk. And I was like, this is so, thank you, but I don't need this. Like, I appreciate it. But you know those people who kind of just endear themselves to you just for the sake of it? That's kind of what I felt. I was like, I don't know, this feels kind of, let me make sure I don't leave my open cup of coffee on my desk when I go to the bathroom. Like, I was a bit scared. But then she came over one day and she gave me this. She gave me this labradorite. And she was like, I know that you're into stuff like this. I was like, how do you know that? And she was like, well, you wear like a different crystal necklace every day. And I was like, fuck, people perceive me. You ever have that thing when you know, like, for those of you that shave your legs, do you ever have that thing where randomly your leg hair will be like, I'm growing? That should be scary. So she gave me this, and I cleansed the fuck out of it. And I got that job, and she was very mad at me. She quit the company. She said some choice words as she left. She did not leave on a good note. Did not turn in 2 weeks. She was like, I will not be back. I was like, dang. So I had to make sure I super cleansed it. But this, the labradorite, for those of you who do like magic rock things, labradorite is actually really great for shamanic journeying in particular. So if there's anybody who's watching this video who knows about shamanic journeying or who is interested or who is on that path, that is what this is good for. But be careful, this is some strong stuff. I don't know why I'm talking about it like it's drugs. This is an amethyst necklace that I have. I don't wear it as a necklace. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's really heavy, actually, so I don't wear it as a necklace. I keep it at the house. What else do I have? More clear quartz. That's gonna go in the shell. And I have these two little marbles that I bought. They're so pretty. I don't know what they are, but I bought them. I'm that person. These are the things I spend my money on. I have, I think this is malachite, something like that. I don't know the names of these. I just know the colors, and then I go based off of the color of the stone, and then I just do stuff with it. And then this is something, I don't know what this is. What else do we have? Is this more? I didn't realize I had this much clear quartz in here. Your girl is happy. And then I got some of this is garnet, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's red. You can't see it, but it's more red in person. And then I have these. These are more metallic in nature. I don't really use these as much anymore. It's not that I want Lois to die, per se. It's that I just want her to not be alive anymore. Bro, Stewie in Family Guy, hilarious. For me, that show, Family Guy, really my favorite character is Stewie. Like, if Stewie is not maining in the episode, don't care for it. Like, Stewie's hilarious. And I have this. But if I had my choice between Family Guy and like American Dad, it would be American Dad, because Roger, every character has things that I like about them. Like Roger and Stan Adventures kill me. I also have this. Oh, actually. Okay, let me show you. So there's this one. Boop. And then there's Amber, which kind of feels more like, it's like sappy. It's like wood. I don't know if you guys can see that. Focus. Come on, camera. Yeah. But this one actually reminds me of a dragon's egg, and that's why I picked this one up. I was like, oh my gosh, look at it. I love it so much. I know there's like a shadow because I have my jackets hanging up. This one's also really pretty. This whole video is just going to be me showing you guys crystals that I have. This is where I like to spend my money. I don't know what this is, but I bought it because it reminded me of a dinosaur head. So I don't know what this is, but look at this, look at this. Look. See? Here's the snout, and there's an eyeball right there. Isn't that cute? I love it. Now, like, dead on, he looks a bit odd, but to the side, it's a dinosaur head. So I like that a lot. More amethyst. I love amethyst. Oh, I didn't realize I had this in here. I don't know what this one is. I also have like totems. Oh, look. I also have this little amethyst. It's a heart. Look at it. And then upside down, it's a booty. I love all my rocks. I love rocks. They're dope. So, I'll put all those back. I have a feeling I was going to share something else that didn't have anything to do with these rocks. But I can't remember what that was. La, 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 la. I also pick up like random things. I've been seeing a lot of dimes when I go out to places. Like we were making that 10-hour drive from here to Alabama to visit family, and I found like a dime head side up at like every rest stop, and so I tend to save those dimes. And something that I've started doing is I will take things that I find that are significant to me, and I'll like hold on to them, but then I'll feel like, oh, it's time for this thing to go. It's time for it to go and live its life. So then I will, like when I go out or when I go on trips and stuff, I will leave things for people to find. So I painted a bunch of really nice sparkly shells at one point, and I just went and left them at a kid's playground, and I put them in various places so that the kids could find them because they were super pretty. And I don't know, I like leaving little things for people to find. I'm the type of person to where I will go buy sticky notes for my man. I'll go buy sticky notes, and I'll write little messages, or I'll draw little doodles, and I'll leave those sticky notes wherever my person can find them, because I just think that that's such a neat idea that you can do for your person, and just in general, it just makes life fun. I'm all about making life fun these days. So I showed you guys my crystals. Please respond. I feel like that's gonna be me when I start dating somebody. I'm gonna be like, he's gonna be like, send nudes, and I'm gonna be like, I could do you one better, and I'm gonna send a bunch of pictures of rocks, and then I'm gonna be like, I showed you my rocks, please respond. Oh, when you ain't got no play. I saw a post today that said she doesn't know how to be a girlfriend because she's already been a wife. So she wants to cook for you, she wants to feed you, she wants to spend time with you, she wants to have a family, you know, but, you know, she guesses she'll see you at 7. And I think the post was like kind of hinting at kind of the difficulty that people who have been in established relationships have getting back out there. 23 minutes as I'm talking about this, and I actually, one of my lucky numbers is 23. So whoever is watching this right now, if you're somebody who you were married for a while, and you kind of got into that routine of being married and now you're back out there, I feel you. It's, again, another one of the reasons I don't do the whole dating thing. Like, if I start dating somebody, it's going to be because that person and I, like, have chemistry and want to talk. That is where dating will come from. Like, I've said this a while ago in one of the first videos I did, but I do not care for dating apps. I don't like the mentality that I get when I'm on dating apps, because you're just swiping, and some people don't take it seriously, and their profiles are jacked up, or, you know, like, you can tell. And then for me, obviously, being a girl, I'll get a bunch of people who are immediately trying to message me, and they're like, hey, like, you trying to hook up? And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want everything. I don't just want, you know, I don't want a free sample at Costco. No. I want a 5-course meal at a fancy ass restaurant. And then you know exactly what we're doing when we get home. But only for the, you know, the person who I'm locking it in with. Like, but yeah. So, I saw that post and I was like, that's really interesting. I had not thought about that, but it's true. Like, I don't know how to date I think, at this point, because dating, there's like a lot of games apparently that people are playing these days. People have always been playing games, but I am like direct. I'm a very direct person. So, and I wasn't always this way. But I used to be very like, ooh, like this is flirty, will we or won't we? But now I'm kind of like, what do you want? What do you want? That's why I feel like now I'm more likely to date people who I'm friends with, but then it's a vibe. That's really what it is. I have a particular way that I like to feel when I'm with people. And if I feel safe and I feel free and I feel like I can be weird and childlike with you, then that's really the vibe that I'm on. But if I feel like there's any portion of me that feels like I have to hide, it's because there is an energy that you have that makes me kind of hesitant to be that way. And with most people, I'm very like, oh, hey, let's hang out, let's do stuff. So if I don't start being weird, so if you're watching this and you do know me in real life, no, you don't. That's the first thing. No, there are a couple of you who, you guys do know me, and hi friends. But if you my sister came in from outside. She must be feeling great. Are you feeling great?
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy.
Good.
she's my best person. Like, I have a best friend and then I have a best person, and my sister is my best person. Fucking love her. She's so cool. She showed me how to be my most authentic self. But yeah, like, it's interesting. Whenever people are like, well, I'm all about the vibes. I hate the fact that we've used that term so much that it, like, people don't take it seriously. It's like, oh, it's a vibe? Okay, whatever. But it really is. Like, I like being around weird people who are the type of weird that you feel safe being around. There are weird people who they're like, ooh, I'm so quirky and weird, and it's like, no, you would kill someone. Like, the type of weird that you are is concerning. Like, I don't think I should be around you by myself type weird. And those people are out here in full force. If you get around people and you find that your body, 27 minutes and 27 seconds as I was going to say this, if you find that your body is reacting negatively to a person, no, get out of there, friend. Get out of there. Here's the thing. I've had people in my life who, when I would get around them, I would always have an upset stomach. It didn't matter what I ate that day. It didn't matter what I drank. I would have an upset stomach. And then I would find out later that that person wasn't in a good place and they were just kind of bleeding their issues and problems everywhere. Or there are certain people who I don't talk to, like, really anymore, because I found that whenever we were talking, the conversation and the jokes would start leaning in directions I was not okay with. And I'm the type of person who will be like, yo, that's not cool. Don't do that. And with that being said, I also have found that I just get ghost. Like, I will, if I'm dating somebody, I historically have done the whole, I'm texting a lot at first, and I am very vocal. And the issue with that is, here are some tips for those of you who are going to be back out and dating, because I said in my last video, I do believe a lot of you are going to find love this year and you're going to be locked in. I don't like titling my videos with, you're going to find love, because that's, you see, we're almost 30 minutes in. So if you're still sitting here watching this video, you deserve to hear that. I don't do this for people who are just here for 5 minutes and then they take off. You can go find your love reading somewhere else. It's for the people investing in the shit that I put out that are going to get the real message. That's why sometimes it's not until 30 minutes in that I start actually having shit to say. And I feel like that's how it's set up. It's meant to sift through all the people who are on a bullshit. And then I'll proceed to put forth what I have for you. But listen to your body. Listen to your instincts, okay? If you feel really uncomfortable around somebody when you meet them and you're like, don't disrespect your body like that. Don't disrespect your soul like that. in y'all's intuition, there's somebody out here, your intuition is incredibly strong. It's incredibly strong, but you be doubting it, and then you be ending up in super fucked up positions. You be like, why? You, bitch. It's you. You're why. It's happened to me. I've been out here like, I can't believe that happened. My whole spiritual team looking at me like, but we took this dumb bitch. Like, I already know. I feel like I was saying something before. I feel like I was saying something about dating. I can't remember what that was. But for those of you who are going to be out here and you're going to be dating, check your spirit. And desperation will not get you what you want, my love. It's not going to get you what you want. If you are out here acting and being desperate, and this is for every gender watching this video, this is for every ethnicity that is watching this video, desperation, not a good look. And the reason being is because desperation is a green flag for people who are looking to get one over on you, okay? So when you're out here, this is why it's so important that you get comfortable really enjoying your own presence and your own space. If you have a bunch of different options, like if you go to a car dealership or you go anywhere and you're trying to purchase something or you're trying to procure something, okay? Procure. I like how that felt. You're trying to procure something. If you're trying to get something and the person selling to you sees that you have the capacity to go somewhere else, they're going to treat you very differently. If you are desperate, it is far easier to pull one over on you and to have you out here looking stupid. Do not lead with desperation, my love. Lead with confidence. And if you're not confident, one of the tricks that I talked about in a previous video is you can find a person, real or not real. I typically go anime. Typically, with the exception of certain things, like when I was trying to be more confident, I was really trying to accept my beauty, Angelina Jolie, because she to me is just the epitome of elegance and class. And so I was like, embody that. Embody the elegance and class. And I started to feel, really confident. And now I don't feel the need to embody like her attributes. Sometimes it's anime characters. Like one of my favorite anime characters, I have quite a few. One of my favorite anime characters is Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. I just love, she's just this great old crotchety lady. Love her. I'm a big fan of, obviously, Killua and Gon. I love them. I love them together as a unit. Love them. As far as class, Crollo. Crollo was a classy man. I was all here for that. Who else? What other animes did I watch? I always forget. Is it Hinata from Haikyuu? Oh my gosh. He was probably one of the most, I cried. I cried during Haikyuu. I'm not going to have any spoilers. If you are into anime, go watch it. It's the volleyball anime. I cried because he was so passionate. I love sports anime. I love sports anime that are very the youth are coming into themselves and they're like, this is the last chance I'll ever have. And it's like they're in high school. And it's like, I mean, you could go pro, but they're like, no, once I graduate, it's over. And I love that. I'm here for the drama. Love it. And then Kuroko's basketball. I rewound a couple scenes in Kuroko's basketball because they made me cry. I was like, yes! I'm not going to ruin any moments. But I would love to do, watching an anime and talking about it. I would love to do, a stream, if possible, where I could be watching an anime and then, you got on the screen, y'all could be watching it too, and then we could talk about it. I think that would be fun. I don't know. I don't know how to set up any of that stuff. I am not tech savvy. I am not. When it came to the PC that I have, my ex actually bought and helped me build the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And I'm still very grateful to him for that, because it really is a lifesaver having a PC, honestly. And I love that I can game with keyboard and mouse, and I also can game with my remote controller, and it's great, and it makes me happy. My curved computer screen, I can't believe it survived. It survived like 4 moves, which is shocking to me, but it's because I'm so careful with it. I'm like, nothing else can be in the back seat, just this. Like, I take that shit serious. But yeah, embody these characters and then go out here with confidence, even if it's fake confidence. Fake it till you make it, my love. Because that's really where it's at. And then be your most authentic self. I think that's what I was saying. Like, if I am to date somebody now, I am very honest about where I'm at. I've had people who've been like, you know what? I'm interested in you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling. The thing is that I now in my life go purely based off of my gut in a lot of situations, because logic got me so far in my life, just simply using my brain. And now that I use my gut, if you will, I'm getting a lot further. I'm a lot happier than I was before. And so I now check to see, how does my body feel about the person I'm around? And sometimes my body feels like a solid 80%, which isn't bad. An 80%, not bad at all. And in fact, most people I run into and I talk to, they're anywhere from 60 to 80%. And that's pretty solid. I don't run into a lot of people who speak to me who I'm concerned for my safety. That doesn't happen very often, and I am very grateful and feel very blessed about that. But my thing is, I enjoy my company and my presence so much at this point in my life that if I am going to lock it in with a person, that person has to make me feel better than how I feel when I'm alone. Because when I'm alone, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. Now, I understand when you get into a relationship, there's going to be compromise. I understand when you get into a relationship, there are challenges, there are disagreements, that shit happens. And it's common, So I'm not saying I don't want, I got a whole body, like, wait. Okay, so somebody watching this video, there's something you need to know. Do not wait for the perfect person to show up. You need to start showing up right now. You need to start showing up right now. You need to come out. You need to come out. You need to come out. You need to show up. You need to show up. You need to show up. It doesn't matter how you dress, it doesn't matter how you look, you need to show up. You have to start showing up, my love. You have to start showing up. It's time for you to move. It's time for you to show up for yourself. Do not wait for him. Do not wait for her. Do not wait for them. You will meet them on the path. You're going to meet them on the path, but sitting around and waiting for them is not going to get you to them. There's some things that you need to do first before you run into this person. And the stuff that you need to do, it's making you ready for them. It's making you ready for them, my love. Right now, where you're at, you are not ready for the person who you are trying to bring into your space right now. You're not ready. I love you so much, and I know you hate to hear this, but you're not ready yet. But it's because you're not moving on the things that you need to be moving on for yourself first. That person's not going to save you from what you're dealing with right now. As you come up out of that, and as you show up to save yourself, then that person will come. You've got a lot of baggage. I don't know who I'm talking to. Ooh, it's a few of you. You've got a lot of baggage. And this next person who you are manifesting, the things that you are asking for this person to have personality-wise, the type of baggage that you have does not fit well with that person if you don't start healing and moving now. You have to start now. You have to start now, or you're going to miss your window. The things that are meant for you are meant for you indeed, but those things you will not appreciate. You will not see them when they come to you if you are not in the right headspace. You have to be in the right headspace. You've had these people come through before. Somebody watching this video has had people come through before. You've passed your soulmate, and you did not recognize them, and they did not recognize you because you were not in the right headspace. You were not in the right headspace. What is meant for you will come to you, but there's no guarantee that you're going to recognize it. There's no guarantee that you're going to recognize it. There's no guarantee that you're going to recognize it. You have to get to a place where you can recognize it. So you have to move. You have to get up. You got to get up. You got to get up. It's time for you to move. I know you want to wait. I know you want to wait. I know you're scared. I know you're scared, but it's time for you to move, my love. It's time for you to get up. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. So many people are waiting for you to come through that it's not even a finish line because there's so much more. There's so much more for you. You have so far to go, and not so far to go as in you have so much work to do, but you have so far to go. There is so much for you here. There is so much. You can't see it. You can't see it. You specifically did not want to see it. You told us you didn't want to see it. You said you didn't want to see it. You just want to experience it. So trust us. So move. So move. Make that note. Make that call. Make the call that you need to make. Stop procrastinating. You're procrastinating because you're afraid. Stop. Stop. You've got this. You've got it. It would not be in your vicinity if it was not for you. You've missed enough opportunities already because of the headspace you've been in. So it's time for you to come out of that headspace so you can see your opportunities, so that you can recognize the things that are being brought into your space. All the things that are being brought into your space. Ooh. Ooh, and you've got a lot. You've got a lot coming, but there is no guarantee you're going to see it. You've got it, though. You've got it, though. It's okay. Don't be afraid. We've got you. It's called faith because you can't see it. You can't see how it's going to work out. You don't know how it's going to work out, but it's called faith because you step out into it. You have to step out into it. We've got you. Step out into it. 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 We've got you. You're okay. Don't be afraid. It's okay. We've got you. There is so much love for you here. Ooh, ooh. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. But right now, if you saw it, it would not blow your mind. It wouldn't blow your mind. You're assuming you know how it's gonna work out. You're assuming you can control the outcome. You cannot control the outcome. You can simply do what you need to do. That's it. You cannot control the outcome, and you don't get to dictate how the package arrives. You don't get to dictate the wrapping paper. We're going to give it to you exactly the way you asked for it before you came back. But you're not going to know. You don't need to know. You just need to follow. That's all you need to do. You've got it. That's all you need to do. Just follow. Follow. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. Just trust us. Just trust us. Stand up, walk out. Your legs are going to feel a bit wobbly, and that's okay because this is new for you. Step out. Step out. goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Whoever's watching this, bruh, sis, my liege, you are locked in. Damn. Oh wow, that was crazy. That was a full body one. I got all warm and tingly. And I felt the little pokes. I be feeling little pokes sometimes. Wow. That's wild. I kind of want to, yeah, I definitely want to watch that back. That was crazy. That was wild. So, for those of you who believe in the shit, I actually get, like, I feel moved to speak on things. And this started happening November. Once I committed to the path, at first it was just a lot of like rote routine meditative stuff that was very like monotonous. It almost was like spiritual paperwork. But then as of November, a lot of stuff started to happen that I didn't believe was really happening, but I trusted the process and I kept it moving. And something that has started to happen as of November is that I have been channeling. I believe I'm channeling because I get like my whole body feels vibrational, and it doesn't happen often. Like, it won't happen very often. It'll happen at very rare, or not rare, because it happens enough that I know what it is. But it's crazy. And what's crazy is, I moved to say this, everybody has this ability. Everybody has this ability. Okay? This is not something that is specifically for the elite. This isn't something that's specifically for the people who, are connected to their third eye and maybe meditating all the time. No, this is something that everybody has access to. Because where all of this, like, where everything is coming from, it's coming from the same grid. I believe his name, was it David Bohm? It might be David Bohm, who was the scientist. Look that up and tell me in the comments if that's correct. But he was the scientist who had the theory that everything is actually connected on a larger grid. For a long time, science was working off of the idea that we are like zooming in and we're looking at all these individual things. Like, we're looking at atoms, we're looking at molecules and stuff like that. But I believe it was, I could be wrong, but I believe it was David Bohm who was like, no, it's bigger than this. We're actually looking too close. We need to zoom out, because there's a lot of patterns and a lot of things that they're shared. They're similar. Even the fact that human beings have the same, a lot of the similar like chemical makeup to stars and things like that. Like, we are connected on a very deep level to a lot of things. So when it comes to spirituality, metaphysical stuff, it's all coming from the same place. So even though people interpret it differently, so you have different cultures, you have different ethnicities, you have different types of like mythological lore and stories and stuff, it's all coming from the same place. That's why there's so many similarities across all things. I heard a long time ago that every religion is actually a part of a hand. So every religion is like a finger. There are different bits and pieces, but at the core of many religions and many like spiritual practices are the same base truths and understandings. I have not explored all of them, so I can't say 100% that that's what that is. But because I personally believe everything is connected to that one larger grid. I think that's why we have really weird stuff happen where you'll have a mom or a child that goes through something, and then miles away the parent will call and be like, what happened to you? And people, have tried to come up, or not tried to come up, but they've said that there are reasons, and there's scientific reasons for a lot of things. I believe there are. But I also believe the purpose of science is to explore. I don't think science was meant to be used as a tool to disprove. I believe science was meant to be a tool to figure out more about how our world works, to discover the laws. So, like, I think some things that people are like, well, I want to try to prove that this is a thing. I think that's a portion of it, and I think that that's fun and well and good. But I've run into so many people who they're like, well, science has disproven this. And it's like, no, but the point of research and science is to discover more. It's to do more learning. That's why I love hearing about what's happening in the ocean and what's happening in space. Does it terrify me? Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, we as human beings were meant to expand. We're meant to find out. We're meant to explore and be curious. I don't know, that's me. But because there is that one grid, I believe, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that everyone has access to it. If you're watching this video and you're watching it up until this point, you have this ability. You do. I believe that there are a lot of people who have tried to keep that information private. They've tried to keep people from realizing that there is that much power to be had. And I believe that's why so much has happened in 2024 and why 2025 we're going to see a lot more shit pop off and it's going to be like, what? And it's like, yeah, bro, a lot of people's evil deeds coming to the surface, if you will. People are being exposed left and right, and it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. I believe it's the great universal balancing. It's like Thanos snap. He's a rapist. Throw him in jail. 50 minutes and 50 seconds as I say that. So I don't know. That's not great. That's not great to find out. I don't know how that, ooh. So we gonna find out something. But yeah, so I experienced that. I actually have channeled for a couple of people. And what's weird is there are a couple of them that I do, and I have been led to like do voice memos, and I will do them, and then I'm led to delete them. After I send them and I ask the person I messaged with them, I'm like, did you get it? Press play and then skip through it to let me know that the sound is there, and then rewind it to the beginning and let me know. And then when they let me know, I delete it because I'm not supposed to know. And it's like, well, how's that possible? I don't know how any of this works. I don't know. And I honestly don't care. Again, this is pretty fun. I just enjoy it. So yeah. I'm really tempted to watch that back. I'll check in with the team, see how we feel about that. This is actually one of the worries that I've actually had, is that what I do, what I am moved to do, what I believe my life is about, which is the metaphysical, the kooky, the crazy, I don't know how my new partner is going to feel about that. Because a big part of me feels like he's not up on it. Like, I feel like he'll be respectful. I feel like he'll be very like, babe, I love you. I'm here for you. I support you. But there is a part of me, my inner child gets very nervous that it's going to turn off my person. And I know, I heard it. What is meant for me, as long as I'm being my most authentic self. Then the person who they're going to vibe with this energy and what I do is going to be there for me. It reminds me of the old TikTok videos I used to see where it's like when you're the husband of like a spiritual girly and he like gets a text and he's like, huh, okay. And he puts the phone down and he goes in and he collects the candles. He goes outside and he's reading and he's like doing stuff. And then he's like takes a picture of it and sends it to his girlfriend and she's like, thanks, babe. And I was like, that's so cool. It's really cool. I love it. I'm a big fan. But yeah, I've always been a little concerned because I've become more this person as I've gotten older, which is funny because I feel like this is kind of what happens. Like, as you mature and as you go through life and as you experience really fucked up shit, you start to be like, so what is it all about? What does it all mean? What do I want to do? And then you just, figure out what makes you feel good, and then you do that. La 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 la. Look at this. I have this little mushroom ring. Isn't it cute? Oh, it's so cute. It can only fit on my pinky. Full disclosure, I have a string here that I have seen. It was red. It was a little red string, and it was right here. And it is attached to my person. I believe that 100%. This string is attached to a person. But what's weird was, a couple nights ago, the string went green. And I was like, why is it green? What's going on, guys? And they were like, well, because this particular bond is going to be very different. A lot of your other bonds with people started from a place of lust. And I was like, ooh, that's very true. I grew up, vulnerability moment. I grew up over sexualizing myself because I wanted to be chosen. This was the pick me vibe. I wanted to be chosen so badly that I would over sexualize myself around men so that I would be chosen. So I would wear revealing clothes, or I would be like, oh man, like somebody give me a beer, am I right? Like, we're doing these girly cocktails. Where's the pizza? Ooh, like, man, I was really on one. I was really on one. The cringe. But that meant that a lot of the relationships that I had started because I was physically attracted to a person, and it kind of didn't go too much deeper than being physical attraction. And then the more the longer I was married to my ex, the more I fell into, or not fell into, but I grew to care about him deeply the longer we were together. And I was like, okay, so this right here, this is what love is, right? Like, this is what it means to be in love with somebody. It's not. And the reason I know it's not is because I have been feeling it again as though I have a man already. Y'all, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy to me. It's hard because it's like, I want to send cute little I love you text messages. I want to be like, hey, what's going on, sexy? How you doing? Like, I really want to send stuff like that, but I have no person to send it to. And there are tons of people I could send messages like that to. But the apple of my eye, if you will, that person is not in my physical space yet. So it's the weirdest thing to kind of have skipped over the having to meet the person first. And now I actually do believe in love at first sight. I actually believe in love pre-sight. I know that sounds crazy as fuck. But I have really been meditating and locking into the vibe of feeling the things and the people as though I already am connected to them and have them. And I think I fucked around and stumbled into some serious spiritual shit because I feel as though I have my man. My super fine man. Bro, I feel it. I be walking around every day like, okay. Bro. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to meet him. And what's crazy is, I know I haven't met him. I know it. Based off the feeling I'm feeling right now, I'm like, I haven't looked at him. Because the minute I look into this man's eyes, whoever he is, I already know I'm gonna know. I used to not get it. I used to not understand when people would say, like, when I met this person and I looked in their eyes, I knew I wanted to be with them, and we've been together for 30 years. Like, those stories and stuff, I used to think people were lying. I was like, y'all are on some serious bullshit. Y'all just want your posts. Y'all just want to impress your grandkids. It's because nobody can fact check. It's because nobody can actually go back. All the people who could go back and be like, that's not what happened. They gone. They long gone. You 90. That was my thought. It's not my thought anymore. Because the way I feel right now, I have never felt this way before. But it feels so weird because there's no person there yet. So if you are going through this, I don't know you're not crazy. Hold my hand, bitch, because I too am confused. I'm confuzzled. But I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying sitting in the feelings of truly being in love with a person. Like, this is the type of love that changes your life. Like, when men say, I used to read posts, and people be like, for the men out there who they believe they've married their soulmates, how did you know? And they're like, it's a feeling. It's literally a feeling that changes the entire perspective of what you've been doing before. Like, I have never loved anybody like this before. And what you are feeling is terrifying, but it's also exhilarating at the same time, because this person feels like home. They feel like where you were always supposed to be. They feel like a piece of you. Like, it's like they've returned to source. You realize upon meeting this person that you didn't realize you weren't home this whole time. And I feel like I have been blessed with this gift. And I feel like it's because my spiritual contract that I signed before coming here, I was like, hey, yo, so I'm going to come back with some heavy neurospice. And I'm also going to be very borderline. I don't want to be here no more. So what I'm going to need you all to do is I'm going to need you to do some little cheat codes for me. So make it to where my corporeal form, like my physical form, make it that form can actually experience things before it happens, to let her know that stuff's gonna happen, because she gonna get mad sad if it doesn't happen like that. Like, I feel like that's the conversation that had to have happened. Like, growing up, I could think about, like, being tickled. I could think about it, and then I could feel it, and then I'd sit there and I'd be laughing, looking crazy in class in the second grade. Like, there were a lot of things I could think about, and I could immediately feel it. And for a long time, that's one of the things that kept me going. But it's a double-edged sword, because that's part of the reason I wanted to leave here so quickly. Because I was like, the pain that I feel, the loss of purpose, the feeling like I'm never gonna find my person, was so terrible. It really just tore at me growing up. I was like 13, 14, being like, I don't want to be here no more. So I'm really happy that I stuck it out to get to this point, because this feeling, oh my gosh, I wish I could go back to my younger self and be like, hey, yo, that feeling that they was talking about in the movies, you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel crazy though, because there's not gonna be a person there when you feel it. Should I? Okay, yes. More vulnerability. So apparently the reason that I was given this sight, this ability to experience this type of feeling for a person who does not yet, they exist somewhere in the world, they're just not in my immediate vicinity, and I'm not in theirs. Apparently the reason that I was given this gift is because I actually, so I don't know if I said this in another video, I actually am prone to, I used to be prone to panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And it would happen a lot when I would experience an emotion that I had no experience with. And when you grow up in the types of situation where, like, your childhood trauma is very, don't show emotion, don't experience emotion, then obviously that stunts your emotional growth. And then when you get older, it's hard for you to cope with things. And so, whenever I would experience a new emotion and sitting in it, I would panic, because, like, my whole body would panic. And the first time it happened, it scared the crap out of me, because I was actually in class. I was in class, and then I was just kind of doing my work, and I looked up, and the whole room started to do this. And I started to feel super claustrophobic. I started hyperventilating. And then I messaged my then boyfriend, and I was like, I need you to come get me now, because I feel like I need to go to the ER. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I felt like I might have been having a stroke or something. And then I went to the nurse's office, and they were like, you had a panic attack. And I was like, the fuck? Why? And then turned out a week prior, I had had a situation happen that was very different from anything I had experienced before, and it had caught up with me. And it was a lot to deal with at that time, and then I started having panic attacks more frequently. But Spirit was like, no, yeah, we have to give her this before she meets him, because if she were to experience meeting him and having the love at first sight happen, if she experienced it right then and there, yo, she would have a panic attack. We have to protect our girl. Your team, your ancestors, your spiritual team, for those of you who, y'all are my prayer warriors, God got you, boo. You're not going to be put in a situation where you're going to fuck it up. The whole point of this being able to lock into spirit thing is for you to have the support that you need to train for the things that you want. Because a lot of us want things that we're not really ready for yet. Now, you wanting it means that it's definitely something that is in your path for you to have. But a lot of us ain't ready. There's a lot of people right now who are like, I want to be a billionaire. No, you don't, because the current habits you have, you would not be here in 5 minutes after you had that money. You would fuck it up. You would fuck it all the way up. And so they know that. So they're sitting here on some, We got you. We're going to give you little things to help you train up, help your muscles get big and strong, so that when you finally get there and you're in that position, you could be like, and they'll be behind you like, go play. And then you go and you have a great time. So I feel like after like last night, it was bad. When I realized I felt in love and I was explaining it to my sister, and she was like, bitch, it sounds like you in love. I was like, I think I am, but there's no person. And she was just cackling. She was like, yeah. This sounds like the type of fuck shit the spiritual be doing. It's so confusing. Nothing ever makes sense. It's like just let it go. It's like that clip in Doctor Strange, the first movie, where he's like, I don't understand. I have to surrender control to have control. That doesn't make any sense. And she's like, nothing that is in this realm, like of shit, the spiritual realm, it never makes sense, bro. You have to be okay with it. And it's funny because when you look at it, the people who do martial arts, they focus on like discipline, but then Bruce Lee was very big on surrendering control. Be like water, stay focused. Like, go look up some quotes by that man. Actually, go look up his life. Because Bruce Lee was on some different energy. He was on some different shit. And there have been a couple of people who, Nikola Tesla was one. There have been a couple of people in our history, quite a few actually, who were I feel like they were locked in. They were very locked in. And, so yeah, I think that's why we're sometimes given stuff. So I think for some of you, 23 seconds. I think for some of you, you are being given small bits and pieces to help you get to the things that you want. So what I would do, if you're still watching this far, thank you for watching. Also, hello to the new subscribers who subscribed. Hi guys. Like, wow. Hello. I've gotten some comments of people being like, I subscribed. You didn't have to, love. Thank you. It's good to see you. I hope you enjoy the time that you're here. I wish I could send you cookies. My favorite type of cookie is like the s'mores cookies. Fucking love those. Actually, no, Samoa cookies go hard. When the Girl Scouts come out again, listen, an aside, the Girl Scout cookies, I buy 6 boxes. 6. And then I don't go back. Anytime the Girl Scout cookies are out, I grab my money and I head out. I'm like, can I get 6 boxes? And they're always like, 6? And I'm like, yeah, because 7 just feels like a lot. And then they laugh. But every year I've gotten 6 boxes of Samoa cookies. Those are my favorites. They're very good. But yes. So part of the reason that I think you are in this season of needing to be aware of your surroundings and see the little things that are connected to the type of person that you want to be as you are manifesting what you want. So if you're wanting to be the CEO of a company or you want to start your own business, there are certain characteristics that you need to have for that to be the case. So if you're noticing that you're being tested a lot in a certain area, it's probably because the personality trait that will be able to deal with that thing you're being tested on is going to be required for you to own your business later. I find it so funny that this type of stuff does not happen until after the 30-minute mark. That's so weird to me, but I think it's so great because it means only the OGs, only the real ones get to know. So yeah, be patient with yourself though. Stay on it. I think this is the last thing. And then I'm gonna head to bed. Where'd it go? As you are training, what was I saying? I said training for you to have the things that you want. We already talked about that. Damn it. I don't remember what it was. Well, I guess that might be for the next video or something. Or maybe that would have distracted somebody from the path they were on. I don't know. I try not to question the whole process anymore. But yeah, you got it. You got this. Trust the process. Come on now. Get into it. Yeah. Get into it, yeah. Get into it, yeah. Get into it, yeah. This is so weird. But yeah, it's good to see new people and people commenting. You're all so great. You're so amazing. You're so beautiful. You're so handsome. I really do love you guys. I love you guys so much. And it's weird because I don't know. Like, there's like 2 or 3 of you who I know who are watching my videos. And I love you guys very much. But there are people who I don't know. Like, I haven't met you all. But I'm just enjoying that you're here. Like, I'm really happy that you're here. And I'm really hoping that you stick around for the journey because this shit, that was 1 hour and 10 minutes and 10 seconds as I was about to say this, but this shit is about to go crazy. It's about, my favorite phrase is, it's gonna go cuckoo banana bonkers, my guy. Like, it's gonna be pretty dope. Very excited for all of us. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a good rest of the morning, evening, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. Please make sure you're drinking water. Please make sure you're eating. Feed yourself. Figure out a way to eat more if you need to eat more. If you already eat a lot, great. Try to make sure the food that you're eating is relatively healthy. Ginger. Try to incorporate ginger into your diet if you can. Ginger and garlic. Those are very good for you. Unless you're allergic, don't do that. Please don't do that. I feel like I have to do disclaimers a lot because there's some people out here, I love y'all, but y'all are not the smartest, like the sharpest knife in a drawer. So I have to be like, disclaimer, don't do that. Please. But I think that's all I have. At 1 hour and 11 minutes, so 111. Yes, let's fucking go. All right, guys, I love you. Stay in love, stay happy, and buckle up, cause it's coming, and then you'll be, no,